till a particular point of prosperity, internal wellness is indeed directly proportional to external tangibles. It is a little inconceivable to have a situation where a person does not have food to eat, shelter to live under, and basic decent conditions to socially abide in, and is yet internally peaceful and satisfied. Rather inconceivable. So we do need basic material prosperity, no doubt. Hence, economics, till a point, must be about material prosperity. The catch is, in most of the developed world, that point has long since been exceeded. The basic minimum prosperity that is needed, the basic threshold of material availability has been breached. No, achieved is a rather lenient word. It has been many times overachieved. And beyond that point, there is no incremental return in terms of internal wellness with the increase in external abundance. After that point, the curve becomes rather flat. You may even have an inverted U-shaped curve, where with the increase in material prosperity beyond a point, you actually start finding that internal wellness is diminishing. Getting it? The world in general, on an average, has come to a point where external growth is no longer going to help. External growth is largely saturated, though there are deep regional variations. What is true for the United States is not quite true for, let's say, a Bangladesh. But if I talk of a broad average, then further wellness on this planet now cannot come through external growth. We have come to a very special point in the history of mankind. Till this point, all history was about material growth, external prosperity. That is what dictated the course of history. That is what dictated the rise and fall of empires. And so much else as well. But now that factor, external prosperity, is, as we said, saturated. It will not help anymore to have more money. Now what we need is internal growth, not external growth. Further internal wellness, I am asserting, will not come through external growth but only internal growth. In fact, if we insist on more external growth, we are going to have catastrophic results for the planet, as we are already witnessing. Some parts of this planet still need external growth. India is one of those parts. We still have large chunks of population who need to have more external prosperity. We still have people who don't have even very small houses or even basic sustainable incomes, as you said, or means to decently educate their children. So in their case, yes, still more growth is needed, but only for them, not for the planet in general. Please get this distinction clear. The developed world, for example, and the developed world, you see, accounts for 3/4 of the planet's total production and GDP. Though it amounts for only 1/6 of the total population of the planet. The developed world especially cannot target any more external growth. The developed world cannot talk the language of GDP anymore. It would be suicidal. They do not need GDP growth. If they want to have GDP growth, it would only help them have some kind of shallow psychological satisfaction. But it would not contribute to internal wellness. Their internal wellness, I am repeating, does not depend anymore on external growth. And the planet has no more to offer to accommodate external growth. How will you get external growth? The planet has already given you as much as it could. You cannot draw any more from it. Sooner than later, in the next few decades, even the developing world would reach the threshold after which external prosperity does not help. So we can very safely and very confidently say that for the world in general, the future is internal growth. If economics is about welfare, then further welfare of this planet and of mankind in general is not going to come from GDPs. It is going to come from an internal ascension. And if that internal ascension is not being targeted and is instead being sought to be compensated by more and more external goods, then it is very unwise. So it brings us to a peculiar conclusion. Economics now onwards would be spirituality.